Welcome back to GSI. Entering the season, the Western women were picked to finish 11th out of 12 teams in the MIAA, but the Griffs, they respectfully disagree.
Western looks more like a championship contender than a bottom feeder. National power Washburn may now be a believer.
Sunday, Griffin women trying to climb a huge mountain. Number 4 ranked Washburn in the Fieldhouse. The Lady Blues came to St. Joe undefeated. The Griffins unintimidated. First half, Benton High School grad Alicia Bear Bell. First game action in 3 years and a good start. Griffins with an early 12-4 lead and no need for suspense here. This lead would only grow. Lauren Nolke splashes the 3. Western up 21-7 now. Later, Bell to Jessica Cook. She had 10 points. Griffs by 13. More from Bell. This time, she'll take it herself. She had 8 points in her Western debut. Griffs up 33-16 at halftime. Washburn stunned. Lady Blues were ice cold from the field. The Griffin D had a little something to do with that. Meanwhile, the Griffins opened the second half on a 28-5 run. Nolke from the corner. She had a team-high 14 points. This game was all about balance. Colleen Schneider to the hoop and one. Western by 24 at this point. 8 minutes to play now. Rachel Lutine in the post. The shot, the whistle, count it. Griffins up 28 points on the number 4 ranked team in the country. That means the starters get to clock out early. How about this? Western just shuts down and destroys Washburn. 60-41 the final. It's the Lady Blues' lowest point total in the 10-year tenure of Coach Ron McHenry. The Griffins, who have suffered through 3 years of struggles, are back in business.
Just for our players to be able to get on the court and kind of walk off with a decisive victory is even more gratifying, I think, than even a close game.
Can't even put it into words how I feel right now. We've never beat this team, and we knew coming into it like this was one of our last chances. We get 2 this year, and at home especially, we just wanted to come out and play hard and take it to them, and we absolutely did.
I think we have the talent, and I think we can match up against any team. And we came out and we were confident, and that's why we got the win.
First, I was like, why does my first game have to be against Washburn? You know, it's a lot of pressure, but this team is really turning the corner. We're all starting to get on the same page.
And joining us right now is head women's basketball coach Lynn Plett. Coach, congratulations on that win, and that has to be something that it's got to make you feel good going into Christmas break.
It definitely does. I mean, when you have a 6 or 7 day break and you can finish on a very high note in winning a home game against a very good competitive team, it definitely has a positive feel about going back at Christmas break.
And Lynn, not just winning, you hold Washburn to 28% shooting. They were ranked 4th in the country. They came in 8-0 overall, 4-0 in the MIAA, and that is the lowest point total ever scored under a Ron McHenry coach team at Washburn. That just says a lot about the defensive effort, doesn't it?
I agree. I felt we came out really well and really aggressive defensively, I thought, at the beginning of the game, and it was a good thing we did because we had some, what I would refer to as kind of silly, unforced turnovers early in the game. I think 3 out of 5 possessions, we just gave them the ball back, but we were able to keep them from scoring, and we were able to continue in the first half in particular to keep them shooting a poor percentage.
I know you're at a point where you expect to win, but you look up on the scoreboard at one point, and you're up 28 points on the number 4 team in the nation. Did you expect that?
No, did not. Did not expect to hold them to 16 points in the first half either, and I don't think anybody who would have any kind of brain in their head would think that, okay, yeah, we're going to set a goal and we're going to hold the number 4 team in the nation to 16 points and get up by 28 in a ball game. That's not something I expected to happen. That it did is great, and again, I think it was just a reflection on the fact, 2 things. I think we're really focused on playing really well and really hard, and I think they will have in the future better shooting nights than what they had last night.
You're 5-3. No secret that this program has struggled over the last few years. I think that makes what's going on right now a little bit sweeter. Is this a program-defining win at this point?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's too early. We're only hardly a third of the way through the season. We're barely a fourth of the way through our conference schedule. Only played 5 games out of 20 games in the conference. Or 22 games, I should say. That's still a ways away from making a definite definition of what this team is at this point. I'm very encouraged, don't get me wrong, and I'm really excited about the fact that we've played as well as we have, and the fact in particular that you maybe know better than I do, but I think all of our home wins all of our games at home have been 18 points, 17 points or more as far as the margin of victory, and that's very positive. But those victories in the past don't help our potential victories in the future.
Well, you have a new weapon in the gun cabinet. I guess that's PC to say.
Chamber?
In the chamber.
Yeah.
Alicia Bell, we'll talk about her when GSI comes back.
She's a tough player we know that through practice trying to defend her, and now it's someone else's problems.
Before Sunday, she hadn't stepped foot on a court for a basketball game in exactly 3 years. But Alicia Bell is now back. The journey back has not been easy. Torn ACLs in both knees, a life-changing pregnancy. Bell is now a mom. She's now healthy, and she's now, once again, a Missouri Western basketball player.
When I tore my ACL the first time, I just was sad, I thought, this is the end. I'm never going to be the same player. And then I was like, let's get through this 6 months and we'll get back out there, and then tear it again. And then I really was lost. And for a second, I was like, maybe I should just give up on this. It's 2 years. I do not want to sit out. I don't just want to practice. And I talked to everybody that knows how I play and said, you'll be fine. And then having the baby, and you just start questioning yourself. 3 years ago, I was the most confident player on the floor. Every night I stepped on the floor. And over the 3 years, I've kind of questioned, am I still good? Do I still have it? And so to come out here just makes me feel at ease. Now I don't have to question myself anymore. I know I can still do it. So.
And welcome back to GSI. Ryan Menley along with Brett Easley and head women's basketball coach Lynn Plett. We just heard from Bear Bell. She's been through a lot. Nice to see her back on the court.
It's great to see her back on the floor, and I've had the privilege of being able to see her on the court for a semester or more in practice situations. So, and I was just real pleased that we were able to get her in. Obviously, we were able to get everything squared away so she could get in that Washburn game, and just the energy that she brought onto the floor was not unexpected from any of us on the team, but it was nice to see that everybody else could have the opportunity to witness that firsthand.
How different of a team are you with her in the lineup?
I think that still remains to be seen because the one outing doesn't necessarily say that much. But
you beat the number 4 team in the nation, Lynn.
And I appreciate the fact that we have Alicia playing right now, but I don't think, and she'd be the first to admit that 21 points or 19-point difference wasn't because of her alone. Because she's not that type of kid that just worries about her own accolades and her own stats. But it's kind of like a booster shot. You're doing fine, you're doing really well, but then all of a sudden we're really kicking in. And she definitely makes everybody else play harder just by her example. And you could see it the other night. There's a loose ball. She's going to either cause it or going to be right there to pick it up. And that's catchy. That's what the other players start picking up on. And I think I saw some of that already in the game against Washburn.
I asked you this a couple weeks ago. I'm going to ask you again. Seeing the effort and seeing what you've seen in the MIAA, is it conceivable to think that if things go right for this team, especially with how we've played at home, that this team can contend not only in the top of the league, but maybe for a title down the road?
It's interesting that you bring that up because that was one of the things that I brought up kind of after the Emporia loss in the dressing room, is not obviously to look past where we are, but to not just be satisfied with just finishing in the middle of the conference and trying to make a statement about we're better than what people projected us to be, but why don't we just continue to just get better and better and let's go for the whole thing. I think we've proven that on the nights that we've had so far, and on a given night we can play with everybody. Now again, we can have another night like we did at Southern anytime and not fulfill that desire or that goal, but there's nothing wrong with what you're alluding to for us to set our goals and really realize that, why not try to get the whole thing? Why not, if we can be competitive in these games with the tough teams that we played so far, who's to say that we can't continue to do that and be right there at the top at the end?
Okay, Lynn, now the point in time that I know you're so excited
That's
about.
right, yeah.
I got a little haze last week that I didn't have an original name for this segment, so this segment now, from here on out, are you ready? Easley's Impromptu.
Easley's Impromptu.
Ready?
Okay.
4 questions. I'm going to ask you on random things, and you just give me an answer, okay? How will you spend New Year's Eve?
Probably watching game film.
Good answer. Will the UConn women ever lose another game?
Yes.
Did you shovel your driveway before the snow melted, or when you came out, were you just pleased to see that the snow had all melted yesterday after the games?
I shoveled part of it.
Okay. Steak or seafood?
Steak.
Good answer. Good answer. That's Lynn Plett. Congratulations on that win against Washburn. A good win and taking it into the new year. That's GSI. We'll be right back.